There's something about the mundanity of the complete lack of community and silence of adulthood that makes you realize a lot of things in a really intense way that you never realized growing up when you constantly had responsibilities and after school activities and college events and all this stuff to distract you from the true gritty core of your personhood. Um, and I've come to realize that I'm a very, I think anyway, interesting, creative, dedicated person. Um, but unfortunately, it doesn't matter and no one cares. And so the end result has basically been that I kind of have come to detest and to loathe pretty much everyone in real life, online. And I've kind of had this gradual sense of complete personal individual tragedy that has gradually crashed over me over a period of time because I'm having this weird gradual revelation throughout the constant emptiness that now makes up my adult life that I spent my entire life feeling really empty and weird and disconnected from everyone around me growing up. And I still feel that way more than ever now at 27 years old after about 4 years of being an adult. And I've had enough alone time and reflection time at this point in my life with not really any distractions or social life to distract from myself to realize that it's because I genuinely do think very differently from the majority of people. And I'm also a very intense, very, very intense person. Like, I'm the kind of person that truly, really detrimentally realizes like the only things that matter in life, which is your loved ones. And I'm not talking about your birth family necessarily, although they're just as important. But I'm saying like finding your loved ones and finding your partner and starting a family with that person is literally the only thing that actually matters in life. And if you don't pursue that, or if you can't achieve it, you become a very cheap, flimsy, uninteresting, stupid, superficial person. And most people in this generation, they fit that definition to a T. Their lives are cheap, so their thoughts are cheap, so their personality is cheap. I guess if you don't have the whole family thing, you technically can, yeah, if you're a creative or spiritual person, you can dig within yourself and that definitely can be a stand-in, but you will still suffer and struggle in contrast to the whole family thing. And a lot of people say in this generation that they don't want kids, that they don't want a family. And I believe them when they say they don't want kids because it is true that you don't have to have kids to have a family, but everybody wants a family of some kind. Everybody wants, at the very least, a partner. Everybody wants someone they can go home to. Everybody wants that. If you don't, you're either lying or there's something that was broken from your brain at birth. Um, and it's just crazy to me that like the economy has fucked that over for most of us, and nobody cares. Even though you're the one that is suffering for it, instead of people crying out about their own personal tragedies and losses, about their cheap lives and their low follower accounts and their nothingness in society and how they're getting abused and wrecked around, you guys just go on influencers' pages who have everything, who are the exceptions to the economic suffering. And you just like comment on their page and you just say like, oh, you deserve it so much, nobody deserves it more than you, like, you get it, girl. And it just really confuses me. Like, what do you guys do like in your free time when you're not jacking and cocking off influencers that have better lives than you could ever dream of, that don't even care about you? Like, doesn't it feel weird to be a person with only like 60 followers and to be posting on an influencer with 10 million followers who will never notice or care anything about you in any realistic way, who has a family and a massive house and a decent career and a great, decent lifestyle and doesn't have to be a slave. And you're going on and up as a person who has nothing and commenting on their videos being like, no one deserves it more than you. And it's like, do you hear yourself talk? Like, are you Do you think that the poor fucking woman who is in constant profound suffering, who is working 12-hour shifts just to take care of herself, doesn't deserve doesn't deserve a family and a place to go home to of happy, healthy kids? Like, I think that influencers are the least deserving of having happy life and kids and family. They post dumb shit online for brainless idiots or lost, aimless people to consume, get a bunch of money for it for some reason because the system is broken and YouTube is run by idiots, or Instagram, etc., whatever. And then they get this amazing life. And then you have this sheep that have nothing coming online and being like, no one deserves it more than you. Like, just because you don't know someone's story doesn't mean that they don't deserve kids and a family. And I would say that people who work like fuck for it, like being a slave in a way that's not bubbly and interesting and cute to consume on YouTube, deserve it far more than anyone else. But guess what? They're the ones that are never going to get it. And I'm so out of it right now that I can't even remember what the point of this video was. But the bottom line is that you guys are fucked up. And that's no surprise, but it's still fucking annoying. Okay, I went back and rewatched my babbling mouth, but the bottom line of this video is basically that everyone in this generation is so cheap and uninteresting and superficial and uncreative and boring and doesn't seem to be able to conceive of original thought, and everybody is so cheap. And nobody in this generation has any real humanity in their lives, which is the reason why 90% of movies right now are just about people changing their gender and really stupid shit that usually has to do with their body in some way that really should not be that interesting. Like, if you personally have a problem with your body, that's fine, and it's okay to acknowledge that in media, but I feel like if you open up most social media apps, it's either people making the same cock dick joke, arguing about politics, abusing each other emotionally over petty shit like high school children or middle school, or talking about like their bodies and their gender. And I think it's because we live in a time where people can't have genuine humanity in their life. And so as a result, people are very uninteresting and trashy and cheap in this generation. Because we don't have families, we don't have the profound, life-changing spiritual love that comes with having kids and getting married in a traditional, dignified way, like having a wedding and, and having community and really having genuinely fulfilling human purposes in our lifelines. So you guys are just talking about really dumb, boring fucking shit that I feel like deep down inside is boring, like changing your body or talking about fucking hair color or talking about whatever dumb fucking shit that Margot Robbie said about the Barbie movie and talking about media consumption and shit that does not fucking matter that much, or it shouldn't matter, because we've had our chance at having actually meaningful human lives taken away from us. We're supposed to be starting families. I feel like a lot of people want kids. They're just extremely psychologically repressed because they know that it's never going to happen. And in order to cope with that kind of pain, they just go around saying, oh, it's okay, I don't want kids, I don't want kids. And a lot of people truly don't want kids. And that's okay, but like, I feel like this generation is just, there is something really off about this generation. Like, life is not that complicated. You grow up, you fall in love, you find a mate, you have S, and you have kids, and you have a family. That's not even exclusive to humans. That's just like a basic biological animal process that animals do all the time, that for some reason this generation can't figure out. And truth be told, it's boring, but it's the only thing that matters, is building a family and having loved ones and being known and truly known by other people. And I feel like most people, outside of like one partner that they only see for like 2 hours a day after these long, grueling hours, most people don't, that's all that they have. And it's not a human enough of a life. And that's true whether you fucking idiots admit it or not. And that's the reason why social media is full of a bunch of trash that does not matter and is not that interesting. And why most movies that's being made about people our age is just about the most dumb shit, like their bodies, because you guys don't have genuine humanity, like the profound, beautiful, life-changing beauty of having a kid or of raising a kid or of starting a family. And whether you guys admit it or not, you guys are cheap, fucking worthless, fucking boring idiots, and that's all that you're going to be, because